Yes, friends, so let's move on towards lecture number 25 of Clayden book, chapter number 1, what is organic chemistry. So, we will start with the next paragraph. In the previous paragraph, we had learned about various compounds which are eaten in day to day life. Okay, the, the molecules which are a part of daily diet, the molecules which are a part of daily diet, those had been discussed in the previous lecture. Now, in this particular lecture, we are going to move further. We are going to learn about resveratrole. Okay, resveratrole. Now, this resveratrole, have a look at the spelling. The E in the Clayden book, this extra E is there. It is wrong. The correct spelling is resveratrol, TROL, not TROLE. So have a look in the second edition of Clayden book. There is a mistake. This spelling has been given in the Clayden book, but this is the wrong spelling. This is the wrong spelling. Instead, this spelling is correct spelling. Okay, so just the difference is that just drop the E over here. Just drop this particular E. Okay, then the spelling becomes correct. So this E has to be dropped. This E has to be dropped. Okay, it has to be cancelled. So I have cancelled it. Now this is the name of the compound, resveratrol. Resveratrol. So resveratrol is found in the skins of grapes. Okay, it is found in the skins of grapes, and this is the reason why it is found in red wine. Why is it found in red wine? It is found in red wine because red wine is made up of grapes. Red wine is made up of grapes. Okay, red wine is made up of grapes. That's why resveratrol is also found in red wine. It is also found in red wine because it is made up of grapes, and grapes consist of resveratrol. Okay, the skins, particularly the skins of grapes, contain resveratrol. Okay, so the pronunciation is resveratrol. Resveratrol. This is the pronunciation. Okay. This is the structure. One benzene ring is over here. Two OH group like this. This is aromatic ring. Then this trans configuration. This is the trans configuration, right? Because over here there will be one hydrogen, and over here also there will be one hydrogen. So you can count the valency. Okay. This is trans. This is trans configuration over here. Okay, and then one more benzene ring is there, then OH group is attached. This is the structure of resveratrol. This is the structure of resveratrol. Now it is another dietary component. Resveratrol is another dietary component, and it has beneficial effects. It has beneficial effects on humans. It is present in the diet of humans. Okay, it may be responsible for the apparent ability of red wine to prevent heart disease. Now, many of the people have a misconception that red wine prevents heart diseases. So, it is true indeed. It is true that red wine, if taken in limited quantities, okay, red wine, if taken in limited quantities, it can help prevent heart diseases. Okay, if taken in limited quantity, then it can help prevent heart diseases. But the research also shows that if you drink too much of it, if you drink too much, then reverse effect will be there. If you drink too much, then instead it will harm you. Okay, but even if taken in, even if the research says that even if we take red wine in limited amounts, even if we take red wine in limited amounts, the heart benefits will be obtained. Heart benefits heart benefits will be obtained, that is true, but the other effects will be there. Other effects will be there, like cancer. Okay, the risk of cancer increases, although the risk of heart diseases, heart benefits are there indeed. Okay, but cancer risk increases. Then brain hemorrhage. Okay, brain hemorrhage risk increases, brain cancer risk increases. Okay, so that is why red wine is, it has more harmful effects as compared to benefits. Okay, suppose if there is one benefit, then there are 100 dis, if there is one benefit, then there are 100 harmful effects. There are 100 harmful effects corresponding to each benefit. So red wine overall is a harmful substance. That is why it has been said that apparent ability. Apparent means we are not clear whether it shows the ability or not. But some research papers show the ability. They say yes, it helps in heart. It helps in keeping the heart healthy. While those some studies say that it keeps the heart healthy. Some studies suggest that it keeps the heart healthy, while others suggest that there is no such effect. But one conclusion is common in every study. One conclusion is common, that the risks outweigh the risks outweigh the benefits. Okay, the risks outweigh the risks outweigh the benefits in case of red wine. So you should not drink it. It is harmful. Okay. If you want the benefit for heart, instead of drinking red wine, okay, instead of drinking red wine to prevent heart diseases, try instead grapes. Eat grapes instead. If you really want to get benefited from the resveratrole compound, if you really want to get benefited from resveratrole compound, then eat grapes instead of drinking wine. Eat grapes instead of drinking wine, because grapes will not be injurious to health. Grapes will not be injurious to health. Grapes do not have any risks. Grapes do not have any risks associated with them. They do not have any risk. Whereas red wine has many health risks. So instead of drinking red wine for heart benefit, eat grapes. Okay, that is better anytime. Now resveratrole is a quite different sort of organic compound. It is a very different kind of organic compound with two benzene rings. So it clearly has two benzene rings. You can have a look. This is one benzene ring and this is another benzene ring. Okay. So let me erase some part so that it is very clear to you. Okay. So this is the structure, one benzene ring, second benzene ring. OH groups are also there. And the spelling, there is a mistake in spelling. This E must not be there. Okay, no need of this E. Unnecessary E has been written in second edition of Clayden book. So it's quite different sort of organic compound with two benzene rings. Now we are going to talk about the next edible molecule. For a third edible molecule, how about vitamin C? Okay. Now what is vitamin C? Let us have a look at the structure of vitamin C. Vitamin C has a structure like this. It is also called as ascorbic acid. Vitamin C is also called as ascorbic acid. Okay, it is also called as ascorbic acid and its structure is like this. Okay, so remember the structure, it is very important and it is a very important part of our diet. It is a very important part of our diet. It is an edible molecule. It is an edible molecule. Okay, and we are talking about third edible molecule. This is an essential factor in your diet. Okay, so whenever you eat citrus fruits, it contains vitamin C. Okay, this is an essential factor in our diet. In your diet means in our diet. This is an essential factor. Okay, that is why it is called a vitamin. Now there is a difference between vitamin and fats and carbohydrates. Okay, the vitamins do not provide calorie. Okay, what is the difference between carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals? Vitamins are organic compounds. This is the first condition. They are organic compounds. Okay, vitamins are organic compounds. This is the first condition. The second condition is that they are essential for the body. Essential for proper functioning of body. Essential for proper functioning of body. And they are needed in less amounts. Okay, they are needed in less amounts. And the fourth condition is that, what is the fourth condition? They do not provide calorie. Okay, do not provide calories. Okay, do not provide calories. What does it mean by calories? Calories means when our body breaks down carbohydrates, when our body breaks down carbohydrates, what happens? Energy is released. Okay, calories are burnt. Calories are burnt. Calories are needed for day to day activities of the body, like running, jogging, okay, doing yoga, doing meditation, doing exercise. Okay, so even while walking also calories are required. Even while walking also calories are required. So vitamins do not provide calories. Keep this thing in mind. Okay. Then they are organic compounds. They are essential for the proper functioning of body, and they are needed in very minor amounts, less amounts. Okay. So that is what is the meaning of vitamin. It is essential factor in your diet. That is why it is called a vitamin, because it is essential in diet. That's why it is being called as vitamin. Okay, and as including humans in the diet of primates, guinea pigs, and fruit bats. Okay, so in humans diet it is a very important factor in humans diet. Along with humans diet, it is also important part of primates diet, guinea pigs diet, and fruit bats diet. Okay, now what are primates? First of all, this is guinea pig. This is what? This is guinea pig. Keep this thing in mind. This is guinea pig. Okay. This is fruit bat. This is fruit bat. And these are primates. What does it mean by primate? Primate are human-like animals. Okay. Human-like animals. Primates are human-like animals. If we talk about the non-technical definition, technical definition is very different. The technical zoological definition is very different. But we are talking about the crude definition. Okay, the layman definition. The layman definition. So that according to the layman definition, primate means human-like animals. For example, this animal is visible on the screen. This is a primate. This is a primate. This is fruit bat. This is guinea pig. So, along with humans, primates also need to eat the vitamin C from outside sources. Guinea pigs also need to eat the vitamin C from outside sources, and fruit bats also need to eat vitamin C from outside sources. Okay, so along with humans, primates, guinea pigs, and fruit bats also need to eat vitamin C. Their bodies cannot synthesize vitamin C. See what is written over there. Other mammals possess the biochemical machinery to synthesize it themselves. So mammals, you must be knowing that mammals are milk feeding animals. Okay, what are mammals? Mammals are milk feeding animals. Okay, milk feeding animals are called as mammals. So humans are also milk feeding animals. So that's why humans are also mammals. Along with humans, primates, guinea pigs, and fruit bats are the additional mammals. Primates, guinea pigs, and fruit bats are additional mammals along with humans who need to eat vitamin C. From the food. They do not have the ability to make it themselves. Okay. Other mammals, other than these four, other than human, primate, guinea pig, and fruit bats. Okay, mammals other than humans, primates, guinea pigs, and fruit bats. Other mammals have the biochemical machinery to make it themselves. Okay, other mammals have the biochemical machinery to make vitamin C themselves. Okay, to make vitamin C themselves, they have the biochemical machinery. It is talking about other mammals. Okay. Now it is talking about the disease scurvy. Now let me tell you what is the disease scurvy. Let me tell you. This is how a scurvy person looks like. Okay. So there are some symptoms of scurvy. For example, loss of teeth. Okay. So teeth will be lost. Eyes get sunken. Okay. Sunken eyes. So eyes get sunken, okay, eyes get sunk down. And pale skin, pale skin is another characteristic of scurvy, that the person will have pale skin. And also the person will be very much irritable, the person will be very much irritable. Now what does it mean actually? It simply means that this is the deficiency from vitamin C. Scurvy is a disease, deficiency disease. Scurvy is a deficiency disease and it is caused by the deficiency of vitamin C. Scurvy is caused by deficiency of vitamin C. It is a deficiency disease. Okay. The disease is scurvy, a degeneration of soft tissues. So soft tissues means cells. Okay, group of cells. Soft tissues. What does it mean by soft tissues? Soft tissues are such tissues which are soft. Okay, soft tissues means soft group of cells in human bodies. So soft tissues, your gum tissues are very soft tissues. For example, your gum tissues are very soft tissues. Okay, so soft tissues get degenerated. So a degeneration of soft tissues happens in the disease scurvy. Okay, a degeneration of soft tissues. And this degeneration of soft tissues, from this, many sailors on long voyages of past centuries suffered. Okay. Now, in the olden days, there were long sea voyages, long sea voyages, very long sea voyages. Okay, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month. Okay, so sea voyages which are very long, 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, 6 months, because in the olden days, aeroplanes were not there. Okay, aeroplanes were not there in the olden days. So what people used to do in the olden days, sea voyage was the only way of international travel. Sea voyage was the only way of international travel in the olden days. So what used to happen is that the sailors used to get suffered from lack of vitamin C. Okay, the sailors used to suffer from lack of vitamin C. That is, they used to suffer from scurvy. Why? Because there was no supply. There was no supply of fresh fruits and vegetables. There was no supply of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables providing vitamin C. So the sailors suffered from the disease scurvy in the olden days, because vitamin C is obtained from fresh vegetables and fresh vegetables and fresh fruits. Okay, fresh vegetables and fresh fruits are the sources of vitamin C. So the sailors did not get these things. The sailors on long voyages in the past centuries, they did not get fresh fruits and vegetables for very long time, like 6 months, 8 months. Okay, so they used to suffer from scurvy. Okay, and this scurvy disease results from a lack of vitamin C. Vitamin C is also an universal antioxidant, scavenging for rogue reactive radicals and protecting damage to DNA. Okay, now what does it mean by rogue? First of all, let us understand the meaning of the word rogue. Rogue means harmful. Okay, rogue means harmful. Okay. Now, how does vitamin C act like a antioxidant? How does vitamin C act like an antioxidant? Let me tell you. Let's suppose we have OH radical, hydroxyl radical. What is this? This is hydroxyl free radical. Okay, this is hydroxyl free radical. Okay, this is formed by biological processes. This is formed in body. How it is formed in body? It is formed in body during biological processes. Okay, during various biological processes, this is formed in the body of humans. Now this has the tendency to destroy DNA cells. Okay, it has a tendency to damage DNA cells. How does it damage DNA cells? It is a free radical, so it wants to accept electrons. It is a free radical, so it wants to accept electrons so that its charge is neutralized. Okay, it wants to accept electrons, so that it means that it wants to oxidize, it wants to accept electrons from DNA cells. Okay, so it wants to oxidize DNA cells, it wants to oxidize DNA cells, because loss of electron means oxidation, loss of electrons means oxidation. So OH radical wants to oxidize DNA cells, OH radical wants to oxidize DNA cells. Okay, because OH is a free radical. Okay, now what does vitamin C do? Vitamin C gives the electron to OH. Vitamin C gives electron to OH radical and neutralizes it. Okay, neutralizes it. So vitamin C gives the electron to hydroxyl free radical, and it kind of neutralizes the, not exactly neutralizes, but it kind of satisfies the electron deficiency. Not neutralizes is not a good word, it kind of satisfies the electron deficiency. So instead of destroying the DNA cells for electrons, the vitamin C is giving the electrons, so the DNA cells get saved. Okay, this is how DNA cells are saved by vitamin C. So vitamin C acts like an antioxidant because it is preventing the oxidation of DNA cells. Okay, it is preventing the oxidation of DNA cells, so that's why it is an antioxidant. Okay, it is preventing the oxidation of DNA cells, that's why it is an antioxidant. Okay, so it prevents oxidation means that it prevents the loss of electron. Loss of electron is oxidation, so it prevents loss of electron from DNA cells. Okay, this is how it acts as an antioxidant. So it is also an universal antioxidant, scavenging for rogue reactive radicals like hydroxyl radical, and it protects damage to DNA. Some people also think that an extra large amount of vitamin C, if we intake, it may even protect us against the common cold. Okay, so common cold is a very common flu which everyone gets during season change. During seasonal changes, common cold is the most common fever humans get. It is the most common fever that humans get. It is especially we get it especially during seasonal changes. We get this fever during seasonal changes. So some people think that an extra intake of vitamin C can help us protect against the common cold. Vitamin C can protect us. Vitamin C can protect us against the common cold. Okay, if we take it in a extra large amount. Okay, somewhat large amount than required. Extra intake means somewhat larger amount than required. So it may help fight against the common cold. That's what some people say. Okay.